Nestle has been in Sri Lanka for over 100 years. We have been committed to enhancing the lives of the local community since the very beginning. Today, we are Sri Lanka's largest private sector buyer of fresh milk. As we look at the smiling faces of thousands of dairy farming families, we know that we have kept the promise we made 30 years ago. Nestle, empowering Sri Lankan dairy farmers.
A very good evening and welcome. This is Weekend Primetime News here on MTV Sports and Shakti TV. I'm Ramesh Irugal Bandara. Let's start off with a look at your headlines.
We will contest for a third time and will win it, President Rajapaksa says in Polgahawela.
තුන්වෙනි පාරක් අපි ඉල්ලනවා තුන්වෙනි පාරටත් අපි දිනනවායි කියන එක බොහොම පැහැදිලිව කියන්න ඕන.
Investigations launched into the attack on Sabaragamu University students. Deputy Chairman of the Uber Provincial Council tenders his resignation. Cyclone Hudhud to make landfall in India.
On to our top story tonight. Addressing an event in Polgahawela yesterday, President Mahinda Rajapaksa said that they will contest for a third term in office and added that his victory is assured. The public rally was held following an event held to declare open the new building of the Polgahawela Pradesha Sabha. We remained in the opposition for 17 years. We launched Padayatras, we held protests, we made noise and we got here from the roads. We did not go into public markets to distribute leaflets. We carried out our fight while standing in the middle of the roads and while sitting down on the bare pavements. We will run for a third term in office and I clearly state that we will win a third term in office.
තුන්වෙනි පාරක් අපි ඉල්ලනවා තුන්වෙනි පාරටත් අපි දිනනවායි කියන එක බොහොම පැහැදිලිව කියන්න ඕන. ඒක අපි කියන්න ඕන. අමුණාන්සලා අපිත් එක්ක ඉන්න.
As long as you are with us, we will continue. They are searching for a common candidate. I don't understand this. Is there anyone more qualified to be a common candidate than I am? There is no other common candidate. All other candidates contest alone.
මේ පොදු අපේක්ෂකයාත් එක්ක ඉන්න මේ තමයි පොදු අපේක්ෂකයා. වෙන පොදු අපේක්ෂකයෙක් නෑ. අනිත් අය තනි අපේක්ෂකයෝ කවුරු ආවත්.
The police headquarters says that statements have been recorded from 10 individuals in connection to the incident where an attack was launched on a Satyagraha campaign organized by students of the Sabaragamu University. Police media spokesperson SSP Ajit Rohana said that police investigations are underway into the attack.
The makeshift tent in which the students of the Sabaragamu University were staging their Satyagraha campaign at the Pambahina junction on the Badulla-Colombo main road for 40 days was burned down at around 11 last night. The students said that an unidentified group attacked them with petrol bombs, iron rods and iron chains. Six students who sustained injuries in the attack are receiving treatment at the Balangala hospital.
We were seated inside the makeshift tent and it was around 12:30. A three-wheeler came and started driving in circles around the clock tower. A group wearing full-face helmets came and attacked the tent. They had swords as well. They tore apart the cutouts and assaulted everyone in the tent with iron poles. All of us who were inside ran for cover. We got the message that they were being attacked. Our leaders told us not to retaliate even if we were attacked.
Condemning the attack last night, students of several universities staged demonstrations today. Our correspondent said that the students are already preparing to construct another makeshift tent. media briefing was convened by the Inter-University Students' Federation today.
The police must have heard the noise from here, considering the distance of the police station from here. But the police did not show up. Just like in old and cliché Hindi films, they show up after everything is over and act as if they do not know anything that happened. They brought bicycle chains and threw them onto the electricity cables to cause a power outage. They did this while they were charging towards us. An ordinary street thug isn't capable of doing such a thing. They must have some training. As a society, we should understand the prevalent situation. A minister said in public that they know what needs to be done to such makeshift tents. Now this isn't a statement that can be taken lightly. When ministers say in public what needs to be done to such tents and coincidentally tents get burnt down, we can identify who is behind these acts.
These are the views that Minister of Higher Education S.B. Dissanayake expressed regarding the students engaged in the Satyagraha campaign at the Pambahinna Junction on the 5th of this month, when the minister arrived at the university to declare open a renovated hostel.
Remain silent. If not, we treat you with stronger force. We are remaining silent these days because of the election. Else we will give the necessary treatment to these makeshift tents. This is a government. Just because one or two of you got onto a tent, do you think we will feel it any more than an ant? You can't even inspire the fear caused by a leech. You are just flies.
University students attacked on a number of occasions. Police fired tear gas against a protest launched by medical and engineering students at the Ruhunu University. 3 university students, including the convener of the students' union, assaulted. Unidentified group of armed men enter the student hostel and assault university students. Attack launched against the hostel of the science faculty. Attack launched against final year students of the engineering faculty. A group of students assaulted while making their way from university to their hostels. A group of students at the Sabaragamu University assaulted.
Till 2010, our universities were dominated by the extremist student group for a period of decade, and we managed to rescue those universities from them, and now universities are run by the vice chancellors, deans, HODs, as well as the professional administrators of the system. I think these changes were very crucial to make the university system right.
What are your views on the attack that was launched on the Satyagraha campaign of the students of the Sabaragamu University? Express your views through our website www.newsfirst.lk, and you can also interact with us through Facebook and Twitter. The French Sri Lanka Conference on Higher Education was held in Colombo this morning.
Minister of Higher Education S.B. Dissanayake was the chief guest at the event. The event was organized by the French Embassy in Sri Lanka together with Campus France, Alliance Française de Côte and the French alumni.
In our views, higher education must not be a business. It should, above all, be of good quality and should be centered around transmission of knowledge with an opening onto the world. Sri Lanka is experiencing a fantastic moment of its history. 5 years after the end of the war, this country has a booming economy and has a bright future. So I tell all my partners in France, come to Sri Lanka. This is the moment to be present. We have been present for years, but now it is really the moment to come back if you came in the past, because this country will offer many opportunities.
As we all are aware, the French higher education system welcomes over the 285,000 foreign students of all nationalities in its universities, as well as in private and specialized higher education institutions. France's higher education is organized in line with the European standard. I encourage teaching of the French language in our school, and most of the university also giving courses as a subject of the French language. Through these initiatives, perhaps more and more people will select French universities and higher education institutions for further studies.
On to a story that we have been following here at News First over the past few days. Although the strike action launched by railway employees concluded following a court order, the situation had not returned to normal by this morning. The Graded Railway Trade Unions Collective said that employees who were engaged in the strike action are still in the process of returning to work.
After the strike action was called off following the issuance of a court order, commuters arrived at train stations this morning under the impression that the morning train service has been restored. However, train services did not operate till 11 a.m. today. Ticket counters and offices remain shut today as well.
තියෙන ට්‍රේන් ෂෙඩියුල් එකේ තියෙන ට්‍රේන් සමහරට ඔය යන්න පුළුවන් පරක්කු වෙලා හරි මේ නැත්නම් ඔය කැන්සල් වෙන්න පුළුවන් බලන්න උදේ 6 ඉඳන් දැන් වෙලාව ගියද දැන් 10 පරක්කු කියන්නේ තව කීයද කියන්නේ පරක්කු කියන්නේ.
The government says there isn't a strike today. Despite an enjoining order, we are here wasting our time. We've been waiting here since morning and there aren't any trains. This is unfair for the locals as well as foreigners. They've been here since morning because they said there would be trains today. But it can clearly be seen that it has not been properly implemented. We've been here for hours. We are getting ready to leave on the same bus we got here. Although they said the strike was over, it isn't. There isn't anyone at the counter for us to even ask if there is a train. Meanwhile, trade unions that took part in the strike say their demands were reasonable. We requested for a position for operations manager. We also requested for a salary scale, but this from the Department of Railways, the Ministry and the Salary Commission. We have not been able to receive a proper solution for this. However, General Manager of the Department of Railways, BAP Aryavatna, said that overtime payments for the operational staff are being made. According to the regulations of the institute, the operational staff receive 1.5 hours worth of pay for 1 hour of overtime work. These rates can be paid according to the shifts. So, for example, if an employee works for 100 hours, he will be paid for a time payment worth of 150 hours. When this happens, a majority of the employees earn twice the salary through overtime. So when we evaluated this, we found out that it was station masters and railway operators who are doing the most. Resolving this isn't as easy as stopping a rotating wheel and rotating it again. Due to services being hampered for 2 whole days, a loss of 36 million rupees has been incurred.
ජනතාවගෙන් වක්‍රාකාරයෙන් මේවා අන්තිමට ආයෙ කරගන්න වෙන්නේ. වෙන කවුද ගෙවන්නේ නේ? මිලියන ගණන්. මහ ජනතාවටනේ ගෙවන්න වෙන්නේ නේද?
Secretary to the Ministry of Finance, Dr. P.B. Sundar, revealed recently that the upcoming budget will not be a bag full of election goodies. He made this comment during the Capital Market Conference held in Colombo recently.
Secretary to the Ministry of Finance, Dr. P.B. Sundar, noted, quote,
although there was a reference made in the media last weekend that the 2015 budget will be a bag full of election goodies, I can assure you that it will be a development-oriented budget that is in line with the direction so set with significant emphasis on the knowledge economy concept.
Unquote. On the 16th of last month, household electricity tariffs were reduced by 25%. On the same day, the government reached a decision to reduce the prices of fuel. Thereby, the price of petrol was reduced by 5 rupees, diesel by 3 rupees and kerosene by 20 rupees. The price of a domestic cylinder of gas was reduced by 250 rupees with effect from the 10th of this month. The Central Bank of Sri Lanka announced yesterday that a request was made to reduce pawning advances interest rate by 3%.
Electricity tariffs were reduced by 25%. The price of kerosene was reduced by 20 rupees. The prices of petrol was reduced by 5, while diesel was reduced by 3 rupees. Now gas prices have been reduced by 250 rupees. Why are they taking these decisions all of a sudden? It is because the government suffered a major setback during the Western, Southern and Uva elections. They came into power in 2005 and the government peaked in 2010. They held on for about 5 years. However, the March 29th Western and Southern elections saw a turnaround in the results. They know that whether or not a government will remain in power, it would depend on whether or not the voters continue to support them. The voters who cast their votes in 2005 have begun abandoning the government. The government panicked. This is the beginning of the end for the journey of this government. The government puts on a display of fireworks when elections draw closer. They are doing this today as well. They reduce the price of diesel by 3 rupees. They reduce petrol by 5 rupees and kerosene by 20 rupees. These are all firework displays being put on by the government. They reduce the prices of gas, another firework. The government began to think all of this because they are feeling the heat of the presidential election.
The Bar Association of Sri Lanka has requested that the monthly gazette notice issued by the President ordering the deployment of armed forces to maintain law and order be halted. The BSL notes that it is time now to review the gazette notification.
Section 12 of the Public Security Ordinance states, quote, where circumstances endangering the public security in any area have arisen or are imminent, and the President is of the opinion that the police are inadequate to deal with such situation in that area, he may, by order published in the Gazette, call out all or any of the members of the armed forces for the maintenance of public order in that area, unquote. However, lawyers are of the view that this extraordinary Gazette notice, through which armed forces personnel could be called upon to maintain law and order in all 25 districts of the island, is no longer appropriate.
Emergency laws are not currently existing in Sri Lanka. There is a law called 1950 Public Security Ordinance. Under this Public Security Ordinance, to maintain law, peace and order in Sri Lanka, certain powers can be given to security forces. Even the powers given by a gazette, it should not exceed 1978 Constitution, Chapter 3, Fundamental Rights, Article 10 to Article 14. Any law, regulation or gazette should not go beyond 1978 Constitution, specifically against torture, Article 11, ill treatment punishment, and also illegal arrest under Article 30. These rights cannot limit by a gazette or regulation. So therefore, law and order is very important in the country, peace is very important in the country, but it cannot undermine the fundamental rights.
So be the terror, will or won't. Will ISIS strike Sri Lanka? War between Lanza and Tanzania. Read this Sunday's Ceylon Today.
Welcome back to the news. Thousands have been evacuated from the coastal districts of Andhra Pradesh as cyclone Hudhud races towards the state and neighbouring Odisha in India. Now, according to the Indian Met Department, the cyclone has picked up speed from between 120 to 130 kilometers per hour to 155 to 165 kilometers per hour. The Indian Met Department predicts that the cyclone could make landfall with a wind speed of between 170 and 180 kilometers per hour.
Indian Railways cancelled trains in the eastern coast today as cyclone Hudhud approaches with the threat of widespread damage. Foreign media reports say that 37 trains were cancelled this afternoon. Satellite images showed cyclone Hudhud was about 470 kilometers offshore yesterday and is expected to make landfall around the key port city of Vishakhapatnam in Andhra Pradesh tomorrow morning. It is also expected to impact neighbouring Odisha. The Global Disaster Alert and Coordination System said that the cyclone forecast to bring gusts of up to 155 kilometers per hour could disrupt the lives of millions. National Defence Response Force said it had sent 39 teams comprising 1,573 staff with 193 boats and other rescue equipment to various parts of Andhra Pradesh and Odisha. A very good evening and welcome to Weather First. Let's now take a look at the forecast for the next 24 hours. Now, the northern part of the island, as well as several areas in the coastal belt of the island, may see an increase in wind speeds due to the cyclonic effect of Hudhud. Furthermore, showers and thundershowers may be experienced in the southern part of the island, as well as the western, central and Sabaragamu regions as well. Showers and thundershowers may be experienced in the Uva, eastern and northern part of the island during the afternoon or evening. Now, temporary localized strong winds may develop as a result of these thunder showers. Furthermore, the Met Department said that there is a possibility of showers or thunder showers in the sea areas around the island as well.
On more local news now, the 6th annual ACCA Students' Conference organized by the ACCA Students' Committee of Sri Lanka was held in Colombo today. The conference was based on the theme From Vision to Impact.
The event was graced by corporate personnel, ACCA students, ACCA affiliates, ACCA members and a number of distinguished invitees. The keynote speakers at the event were Sri Lankan cricketer Kumar Sangakkara, World Public Speaking Champion Dhananjaya Hettiarachchi, and Group Director of the Capital Maharaja Organisation Limited, Shevan Daniel. The theme of the conference was From Vision to Impact.
Why change? I want to be consistently excellent at what I do. I want to be consistently excellent. Consistency is not being the same every day, day in, day out. Consistency is about being the best day in, day out. And that is a constantly moving target. Every match I play, every innings I bat, every time I go out to play, the standard has risen. The benchmark is that much higher. The standard of consistency, the standard you need to reach, has been raised. So you have to change.
If you are not willing to burn for your dream is going to burn away. I know that a lot of us have big dreams, just like I told you, but when it comes to the hard yards, converting our vision to impact, when it comes to the blood, sweat, and tears, when it comes to the sweat, the grind, we all back out. Because we don't want to grow. We want our vision to come in a planet, hand in words.
If you want to go far, you have to go together. And you have to be able to identify with those who believe in you and understand what it is that makes them reach for their best. Make sure that your ambition is big. And so don't let anyone belittle your ambition to be great, to find the greatness within you. If someone tells you, this is as far as you can go, or be careful of what you dream, get away from that person.
A panel discussion on entrepreneurship, the real story behind the success, also took place at the conference. The discussion, which was moderated by Hishan Dimel, featured Linda Speldewin, Dulit Herat, Rohan Javira and Shalin Balasurya.
On to business news tonight, Valimada and Uvaparnagam farmers charged that the program to purchase potatoes through Satosa has been extremely slow. They state that authorities must create a proper mechanism to purchase potatoes.
Last season, Satosa commenced a program to purchase potatoes from farmers at a government-certified price of 80 rupees. Thereby, Satosa purchased potatoes via the agrarian service centres located in areas where farmers deliver their harvest. However, farmers charge that there has been a delay in purchasing their produce.
They say that lorries are coming in from Satosa, Colombo. Till then, we cannot load the lorries here. So when we keep the potatoes like this for about 4 or 5 days, they rot.
Due to this delay, farmers have to bear additional costs.
After keeping them at home for a few days, the day we distribute them, around 1/4 of it are rotten. Because they buy it at 80 rupees from here, even private traders are reluctant to buy the potatoes. Although farmers have been given a particular date, when we go there, they give various excuses and we are inconvenienced. And then we must pay 1,000 rupees per person to hire.
Our correspondent stated that agrarian service centres in the Valimada, Uwaparunagama, Kapetipola, Boradalanda and Bogahakumbu areas are experiencing difficulties in purchasing the produce of potato farmers.
Tell them to come to the cultivation to see how humble we have been made. We have taken loans and no way of paying them off. Please implement a program in which we gain and not lose.
Deputy Chairman of the Uva Provincial Council, Salia Sumedha, resigned from his post today. He expressed these views to Newsfirst.
All I want is a chance to serve the public. The Chief Minister and the 4 ministers can serve the people better than a provincial councillor. It is because of this that I took this decision. I would not like it if someone else's position is taken away and given to me. I am not ready to be the second person to accept it. I see myself as the first person who would take up a post.
A road which was constructed in the Ambalangod area recently has begun to sink. According to our correspondent, the construction of this road was undertaken by the State Engineering Corporation.
The road in question runs from Ambalangoda to Tilakapura via Batapula. Our correspondent stated that a section of the road has sunk in the Polvat area in Ambalangoda. The Ministry of Finance allocated a sum of over 1 billion rupees for the construction of the road, and the project was handed over to the State Engineering Corporation. We made inquiries into the substandard construction of this road.
We should inquire into this particular road you refer to and rectify it if the claims are true. When we undertake projects in provincial areas, we usually carve out existing roads, especially when the land is not steady. The reason behind the dilapidated state of the road could be the heavy rains that was experienced in the area recently. However, we will be obtaining a technical report on this matter and address the issue as soon as possible.
The United National Party, which suffered 28 election defeats within a span of 18 years, appointed a new set of office bearers recently. Political analysts point out that the creation of a leadership council and other positions which are not set out in the UNP constitution would drag the party towards an abyss.
With the trend of defeat after defeat, the United National Party leadership was challenged by party members, party activists as well as seniors within the party. It is in this backdrop that the Leadership Council was created in order to safeguard the UNP leadership. However, the majority of the members within this council are individuals who have entered the party from other parties. Analysts point that the party has suffered defeats and has been pushed towards a greater crisis as a majority of the members of the Leadership Council were former UPFA or SLFP ministers. They also note that these outsiders only work to protect the current leadership and their own positions and have not done any work to promote the United National Party. The analysts state that the creation of positions such as Deputy General Secretary and Secretary of Election Affairs, which are not in the party constitution, would push the party towards a deeper crisis. According to political analysts, the creation of these positions can be seen as a strategy to win over individuals within the party while protecting the lives of the current leader. Creation of such positions and the creation of the Leadership Council can be witnessed as an effort to ensure the sustenance of the current leadership, and these efforts are not aimed at making the party victorious. The United National Party ruled for 34 years during the time period in which the National Executive Committee was active. However, the activities of the committee were surpassed after 1994 and more powers were vested with the working committee of the party, and this resulted in the party suffering defeat after defeat.
Now, motherhood is a time of joy, but in a tragic incident, a woman who gave birth to twins died after complications from a cesarean operation in Chilao.
34-year-old Sajiva Shriyanti Silva was a mother of 3 at the time of her demise. She was admitted to the Chilao-based hospital and gave birth to twins the day before yesterday. According to hospital sources, a cesarean operation was carried out by an in-house doctor without the involvement of a gynecologist. The family charges that the hospital in question should be held accountable for her death due to their negligence.
මම දන්නේ නෝනාට කිසිම ආසනයක් තිබුණේ නැහැ. මට මේ වෙච්ච දේට මට දරුවෝ 5 දෙනෙක් ඉන්නවා. මම දරුවෝ 5 දෙනා ඉස්සරහින් කොහොමද මම හදාගන්නේ? මේ දොස්තරලා මේව කරන්නේ. මට මොකක් කරන්නද කියලා මට හිත තේරෙන්නේ නැහැ.
අක්කව ඉස්පිරිතාලට ගෙනිච්ච වෙලේ ඉඳන් VOG doctor.
We took her to hospital. However, the VOG doctor did not even come this way. That's because the VOG doctors do not come to chill out. They only go to places where they get a good pay. The duties of a VOG doctor are fulfilled by inexperienced doctors. By doing this, they destroyed a life. Due to this incident, the 2 newborn children will never be able to feel a mother's love. The post-mortem examination report concluded that investigations should be held to ascertain the cause of death. We attempted to inquire into the matter from the director of the Chilao-based hospital. However, we were unable to obtain a proper response. Thereafter, we made inquiries from the Director General Hospital of Health Services, Dr. Palta Mahipala Silva. He stated that measures will be taken to deploy a family doctor and a gynecologist to the Chilao-based hospital tomorrow.
Chairman of the Valikamam North Resettlement Committee, S. Sanjeevan, has requested the President to expedite the resettlement process in the area. He made this statement addressing a media briefing in Jaffna today.
As the Valikamam North Resettlement Team, we make this request from the President. The British Prime Minister toured this area and looked into the situation of the displaced persons. We request that the President look into the issues of these people and provide them with speedy solutions, because he always says that it is one country and one nation. The process of resettlement should be expedited. A resolution was passed in the Northern Provincial Council that the army must be withdrawn from the north. It should be implemented. They are reclaiming land for the needs of the army. They have occupied cement factories. They are removing all the metal objects in the building. A situation has arisen where the teacher training center in Palali cannot be operated. Because of such reasons, our people are inconvenienced. Please divert your attention to these issues.
In sports news, applications are now being accepted for the Sports First Mobitel Platinum Awards. Applications can be obtained from our promotional convoy that is making its way around the country. The convoy, which commenced from Jaffna, is scheduled to leave Mahyanganaya tomorrow. The Sports First Mobitel Platinum Awards will recognize unheralded and talented sportsmen and women of Sri Lanka who have showcased exceptional skill at both the national and international level. A promotional program was held in Ampara today. Prasanga Dilshan, a boxer from the DSN Anayaka National School in Ampara, was presented with a memento at today's event. Sportsmen and women from the area were given the opportunity to obtain their applications for the Mobitel Sports First Mobitel Platinum Awards. A musical show was also held to add color to the event. For more details, you can call 0710 420 420. Well, that's a wrap of Weekend Primetime News for tonight. For the Newsfirst team, I'm Ramesh Bandara. Good night.